Hello and welcome to part 2 of this series on financing by Property Profits Real Estate Business Building, where we help you grow a real estate business, not just a portfolio. My name is Gord Lemon. I've been involved in Canadian and US real estate for over 26 years. I've also helped many people build their real estate businesses as a real estate entrepreneur coach and speaker, and I'm also a published author with many real estate articles in various publications. As this video has some information which may be content and time sensitive, it's important you pause the video and read this disclaimer prior to moving on. Real estate entrepreneurs must be in full knowledge of the financing process, the options available to them, as well as understanding how to best guide your joint venture partner. Knowledge in this area allows you to go to your bank or mortgage broker and let them know the type of mortgage you need for a particular deal. This requires knowledge of terms, mortgage products, and knowledge of the lenders that are out there. And this is part of your language as a real estate entrepreneur. In the first part of this series, we discussed loan to value, down payments, high ratio, and conventional mortgages, as well as mortgage insurers. Let's move on to the process of mortgage qualification. Now, the first part of mortgage qualifying yourself or mortgage qualifying for your joint venture partner is income qualifying. Lenders love employed individuals. The longer and more secure the vocation, the happier the lender is. Teachers, healthcare professionals, and unionized workers seem to be on the top of the list for most lenders, even if there's not an official list, which there isn't. There are two main calculations which are significant in the income qualifying process. The first one is called gross debt service ratio, aka GDS or GDSR. This calculation allows the lender to understand if you can afford the mortgage payment you're about to take on. For them, it's all about making sure you can pay. Based on the down payment and consequently the mortgage amount, they figure out, based on the rate and amortization, what your monthly principal and interest will be. They go on to add monthly property taxes and then add an amount for heat. Yep, heat, because in Canada, our houses need heat at least part of the year. So there's an arbitrary number, anywhere from $75 to $100 per month added to this calculation. And this is then added up and divided by your combined family income. So you can do this on a monthly basis, or you can annualize this whole process by multiplying everything by 12. So let's do an example. Let's say the monthly mortgage payment is $2,000 per month. This is a combination of principal and interest. And we then add our property taxes, which we say are $3,000 per year, so $250 per month. And then we're going to add a $100 heat allowance. We'll also say our combined family income is, say, $60,000 per year or $5,000 per month. So if we do this calculation, we get 47%. Now, lenders want you to be under 32%, which means they're uncomfortable when anyone is spending more than 32% of their income to their housing. Now, this can go two ways. Either the property amount and therefore the mortgage amount needs to be less, or this person needs to be making a lot more money. Since it's easier to find a less expensive home and therefore a smaller mortgage amount rather than make more money for most people, we'll go with that. So let's try a mortgage amount of $1,300 and the property taxes are, say, $2,400 per year or $200 a month. But we can't get away with our $100 heat. Okay, so we'll keep that in. If we use the same income amount, we get actually exactly 32%. So this is the highest mortgage amount this person can qualify for through an A lender. Now, some B lenders don't consider this calculation, and most private lenders don't as well. The next calculation that lenders use is the total debt service, which is really a significant qualification factor as it combines the GDS calculation along with all your other monthly obligations. This is called the total debt service, or TDS or TDSR. So if you have your principal and interest, your mortgage payment, plus your property taxes, plus your heat, so we know this already, but they're also going to include the principal, interest, taxes, and heat payments from any other properties you own. There will be an adjustment to income because of an amount of rental payments that can come in to bump up the income. But for now, we're not going to go with that. We'll just go with the straight goods here. And now we add all our other monthly calculations, such as credit card payments, lines of credit payments, loan payments such as student loans or car loans, and then any leases such as a car lease. And if you wonder how they get this information, well, it's provided on your credit bureau. So this calculation adds all these monthly obligations and divides again by the combined family income. So let's try an example. So we have our mortgage payment of $1,300 plus $200 for property taxes and $100 for heat. We know that already, but we're going to add a $250 credit card payment, a $150 line of credit payment, a $125 student loan, and a $325 car payment. Now this is pretty average or conservative for most families these days, but let's just see what happens. So we actually in the end get 49%, and lenders like between 40 and 42% depending on their underwriting policies. This means the applicant in this case must pay off a couple of these debts in order to fully qualify. So by simple calculation, if the applicant paid off the credit card in full and the line of credit in full and keep the student loan and the car payment, we would have $2,050, which divided by 5,000 comes up to 41%. So this person would qualify for most lenders with their 41% total debt service ratio. That's all the time we have for now. Make sure you understand these calculations. Do these calculations for yourself to understand if you're qualifiable today or if you have to make some adjustments to your debts. Learn more tips and strategies at www.canadianrejvclub.com or www.PropertyProphets.ca. And don't forget to like us on Facebook. Thanks a lot. Take care. Check out the next video. Bye for now.